To me, that was the biggest wave ever paddled into, without a doubt.
No one else was considering going. Aaron was head down, completely committed and going.
That's going to go down in the history books.
They ended up finding me floating unconscious underwater.
I had no idea how heavy it was.
I mean, he was dead. I've seen it with my own eyes, and so did all my friends.
I grew up when I was a small kid. I lived on the Big Island until I was about 8 years old, down where the volcano is and all that. And basically, when that happened and the volcano kind of covered up that area, my dad picked up and moved over to the North Shore. So when we came back over here, it was natural, I already surfed, and I was with my dad, and we'd just go and surf pretty much all the time. And that kind of spurred a passion for surfing bigger waves. At around 16, my dad ended up passing away, and I happened to move in right next to Tony Moniz.
Aaron was our neighbor, and we, just the Hawaiian way, adopted him into the family pretty much.
He became a part of our family very quickly, and spent every day after school with us, all weekends, sleep over.
It was a whole different thing for me to see and be around a family that was solid and had those kind of morals. They were always open to just take me along and guide me and mentor me in a sense.
I knew from the beginning that he had the big wave instinct in him.
Tony invested a lot of time in me, not all in the sense of surfing. Surfing is one side of it, but learning how to hold yourself in a good character, being humble.
He really works hard so that he can set our family up so that we can enjoy life and enjoy family and traveling and just being together.
And one day you'll see him with his wife and his 2 daughters, and it's like this picture-perfect fairy tale family. And the next day he's out at Jaws, like head down, chasing the biggest wave to be ridden.
He's a very unique character in that way. I mean, when that big, ugly one comes that no one wants a part of, the guy who turns around is going to be Aaron.
The winner of the biggest paddle award is Aaron Gold. The wave was measured to be 63 feet and will be a new Guinness Book World Record.
When I saw that wave that he paddled into, it didn't, surprise me. I knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of being at the right place at the right time.
The conditions were amazing, not a breath of wind, sheet glass. This time on that day, I decided to sit a little wider.
The crazy thing about that day is there was a lot of those opportunities. I think that's really key to point out because everybody had a chance at a wave like that.
No one else was considering going. It was like so unfathomable to turn around, and Aaron was head down, completely committed and going.
So I whipped it, head down, and didn't even look back. And it picked me up, and it was just like some bumps and ridges in it, just holding on. Where I thought the wave was going to end, it still had like another third to it. I wasn't thinking that this wave was that big. I went from trying to make it to the channel and ride the whole wave, hold on and survive through this and not fall. Coolest part about that day is it wasn't, hey, who's gonna get the biggest wave, or hey, we're all battling and scratching and turning. It was like, you want it, go for it. And we're here to support you and be a part of it. And that, to me, is way more special than any wave you're gonna ride. Yeah, we saw the swell coming and I knew it was gonna be there. The other big swell we had was down there and everybody scored and huge. I missed that one. And so was real excited to go, and that was my first time going to Fiji.
Every spouse who has their spouse doing these accelerated athletic things, of course you're going to get some nervous feelings, but yeah, it's kind of just part of the job.
Yeah, it's a super heavy situation, Every single other time I've ever had anything and been close, you go, whoa, is this my time? This scenario was not that. It was way different than I've ever had.
And we see somebody paddle for this really ledgy first reef, like just ugly wave, just no chance of getting into it. We kind of just kept watching and noticed that, like, where is this guy? Like, he hasn't popped up.
We didn't even realize it was Aaron. And he's not popping up, he's not popping up.
So I wasn't even concerned, you know. Second wave came over and I was right below the surface and I was still fine, and it was like somebody shut the lights off.
Fortunately, a guy by the name of Yuri, who lives down there, he went in, did a circle around the board, and we seen as soon as he grabbed the leash, his face was just like, oh, there's a body connected. And that was our, like, oh shit, somebody's dead. He basically came straight to our boat to throw him on. Looked down, it's Aaron Gold. It's like one of our best friends, a father, a husband. It's basically just like a full reality check.
No, it didn't look good at all. It was not a pretty scene. When he got on the boat, he was very blue.
I mean, he was dead. He was dead. Not 30 seconds, but for minutes, like getting close to 10 minutes.
Worked on him for a while. We had a great bunch of guys. And
to hear like Mark basically saying, like, you got 2 daughters at home, you can't do this. Aaron, come back to life. Like, you can't leave now. It's way too early. This is not your time.
he didn't breathe for a long time.
He kicked after 2.5, 3 minutes of CPR.
He didn't even, he was like, let me go, I'm fine. I'm like, man, you don't even realize I've been sucking face with you this last 5 minutes.
He was sharp as ever 30 seconds after basically his first real breath, like back to Aaron Gold. Stubborn cowboy.
You know, I know that that whole scenario and the way it went down was for a reason. You know, the way that the people involved, them being there, and I came to and I was looking like right at Mark Healy and Greg, and I'm like, well, these are guys that I've been praying for, you know, and I always pray for, and it's not going to be the last time that it happens, and we all were able to learn key lessons through the whole thing.
My heart dropped, you know, thinking about his life, his family, you know.
The way that I see it is that we can't number the days that we have on this earth, so I can't just stop him from doing the things that that he loves and is really good at. Like, God's really blessed him with this gift of big wave surfing.
Through that whole downside of my experience, I've gotten to reach out and have a platform to reach so many young kids. Who else can stand before him and go, hey, I caught the biggest wave in the world and I died. And I'm standing here before you to tell you there's more to life than just surfing. Appreciate every day and every moment that you get, and I'm happy to be alive, and I'm thankful this is another borrowed day of time that I get to be here and be with my family, and when my time comes, that's my time.